Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We are on the road to finishing the demo and we are implementing sound effects, new sound effects created by our friend Kane, who has been making some awesome sound effects for the game. So we just need to continue to go through the game and add all the new sound effects that he has made for us on the road to finishing the demo. So let us take a look at where we are at in terms of importing new sound effects. Okay, so we got bat damaged. We've got bat spit, flap, cleanse, pickup, falling. We just did the game over last episode, as well as fixed game over issue. Okay, so we can go along and continue item equip 1, 2, and 3. Let's hear what these sound like. Item equip. Okay. 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 So I'm thinking maybe we do one of these sounds for the key item equip, aka tunic, or spellcast element, or tome. Those are the key items, and then items are health potion, loot, that sort of thing. So let's see. That one seems louder. V3 sounds louder for some reason. Okay, I'm kind of thinking we just do item equip 1 until we come up with some more sound logic for different sounds. So let's do item equip V1. Item equip 1 as when we are in our inventory system and equip an item. So whenever we click, whenever we click the A button, handle A input, yeah, we kind of want to do, see this, if this item copy is not nil, we set a nil object, but then we assign the object if the item slot is not nil. So does that mean what the what the heck, dude? So our grid is a 2D array, and that stores a table of an item. So that is what the index 1 is doing. So we nullify this item copy, but we say if there's an item in our item slot, then we're going to copy that item. So this doesn't have anything to do with actually handling the A input for an item select. So if item select is an action, wow. I mean, I guess we could do it. Because basically handle A input happens whenever we click action button in the inventory state. So if the thing that we are selected at does not equal nil, then we just want to play this item 1, which is an SFX table at index item equip 1, and we will just run the play method. on that sound. So this should equip things, but we have recently broken our inventory system since we try to load things. So we don't even have a freaking cursor. Oh, it's invisible. It did play the sound when we equipped the loot, but it is just invisible. We really probably should have fixed this before we went ahead and moved on to sound effects, but we did not do that. It might be in our player class where we have a thing like a loot equipped in our item slot. Item slot. This really bums me out because this is like in the midst of a half broken feature that we added. Right? We added where in the item slot you could also unequip an equipped item. Which might have been one step too far because we just broke everything after that. I want to say either in the player class or the play state maybe do we have this. We do put the loot into the grid here. Oh man, dude, this is going to be hard to track down because maybe it's in our item inventory. We do have a health potion that we insert here. But don't we have a loot? You're kidding me, man. I don't know where this stuff is because we don't actually have. We might have the health potion in there now. No, we don't. We're not even rendering our cursor. Okay, so we're not rendering our cursor. We're not rendering anything in our inventory system. So we might have to... Where did we have this, man? Because we changed... This is what's broken, is that we changed from just having a default loot and magic potion in there. We're instead loading it from our save. So since... when we saved, we didn't have anything in the item inventory. Anytime we load, we're actually loading and overriding potentially any item based on what was in our save. So maybe when we go to load data, which is load player data, maybe? Do we have anything to do with the inventory here? We do. We left a comment called here, which is what I do to make sure I don't leave any unfinished stuff in production, but we did not leave it in there. So let's see if we see our load here. That was bad. Okay. We don't see it. Fuck. See how we can see the cursor for this side? Just not over here. This is very bad. This is very bad. We are also doing all of this junk, so I have a feeling it's with something in the load. So let's just take off all of our load functions for our inventory and see. Still don't see it, dude. This is very bad. It's very broken, and I don't know where to even start. Fuck. Let's turn back on where we... I mean, the loot is in there. We know the loot is in there because we can equip it. So there is a loot that is being inserted into our inventory state, but I don't even see where we're doing that, dude. Ay, ay, ay. We have a loot, but I don't see where we insert it into our inventory system. And there was a time where we had right here. Oh, right here. So loot is an item. Yo, what's up, Squinch? Loot is an item here. So we're inserting it, but I'm just not seeing it. And I'm not even seeing the cursor, which is even more concerning. Because we don't see the cursor, but we can equip the loot. It's pretty bad, Squinch. It's pretty bad. We kind of like... I got overwhelmed doing the saving and loading for the inventory system, so I left it half done. So now we're trying to put the sound effects into the inventory system, and since the inventory system is broken, I don't remember where we left off, and everything's broken, and I don't even know, because we had, you know, we had it where we would just have items in the inventory and we can equip them. That was fine. But then I added two things at once, and I added that we can now unequip an item that is equipped, and I also added that we should only load items from the previous save that was in our item inventory so that you carry over your items through the next save. But I added those two things at once, and something broke, and I turned off all the loading inventory items, but it is still broke. So I can't even see the cursor for the item inventory. So it's not looking good. I still think in load player data we might be doing something, and we might be We might be overriding some sort of inventory, global inventory system here. See, like we turned this all off, all this global inventory. We turn that off. So that seems fine, but our save could also be screwing some stuff up, I guess. See, look, we have all of this save data for the global item inventory, so maybe we just turn this off for now. Anything that has to do with the item inventory, we'll save off. And then we'll maybe just resave the game because, you know, some issues with if we save incorrect data and we load data, we could be just loading incorrect stuff. So we might have to save and then reload the game in order to determine if anything was jacked up, because the save was not corrupted but incorrect and then just making a bad, you know, a bad loading situation. So let's just try to resave. Okay. Okay. So we don't have it there. We got okay. I'll spawn us back over here instead of over. I'm just sick of falling in that pit. 7-4. We still don't see anything in our normal item inventory. We see our key item fine. We're getting the sound effect for equipping the loot, but we just don't see the loot. 7-4 is where we want to spawn. Yo, what's new with you, Squinch? How you doing? Yeah, we just don't have our cursor even. I'm like half tempted to do. I don't think it's fine. It's I messed up and I just like abandoned rehauling the inventory system as I was doing it, and I just don't remember where I left off. And okay, yeah, dude, it's rough out there. I have not had any luck with my job interviews. Even the ones I felt went well just did not pan out. So I wish you good luck, but it's just freaking tough out here. What do I even do? Wow. Yeah, dude, that's kind of scary. Is it just the first interview, or are you on like the second round or anything like that? See, we should be rendering the cursor for the item. Right now, I can only equip the loot. I can't seem to find the health potion that I also equipped. So, but I can't even freaking see anything that I've equipped either, so I don't know. I'm getting a little disheartened, but it sucks because I was like, it was pretty much working other than being able to unequip an item once you've equipped it. We had everything, like we can swap items, but then we just couldn't unequip it. But I felt like you should be able to unequip, so I just tried to add it, and then it broke everything, and then everything's still broke, so cursor render. at the very minimum, we should see the cursor, like for sure, right? Because it's like the item cursor is a cursor object, I believe. Yes, it is a cursor object. And if we look at that object, it's just an X and a Y, an option of either key item or item. And then the X and Y is kind of just determined by whatever the grid offset is. And all we do is say if it's visible. I guess where are we doing this if cursor's visible? Self cursor visible. Blink reset is visible true. Visible blink timer also does visible. Okay. I mean, it's on me for starting this late in the day because, like, my brain's about to shut down from being tired. I don't know what we changed, though. If selected item isn't set properly. So for... Was that not in the cursor but in the inventory selected row? Selected row, selected call. So we have this cursor update about our self-selected row and call. If we... Dude. Oh, it's so sad. It's like, I mean, I know I programmed all this, which explains a lot. But... also, like, I did it, so it's like, it's just like, when I read it and I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like, it's all my doing. We're rendering the item slot in the inventory render. It is just so weird that we pass in a cursor render into the inventory object. What sucks is we were so close to actually pulling it off. Like we got the unequipping current items and swapping items. We had all that working. It's just that when we went to go try to do the saving and loading of the inventory system, everything broke. And the saving and loading has been like the toughest thing for me to figure out because it's so hard to debug if you accidentally save bad data and then you're accidentally loading bad data and then you can't track down what the hell is actually wrong. So it's like, it's just really tough. It's weird to me that the inventory item takes in a cursor render object. the key items are working. So the key item cursor is for the right side where it's the tunics and the spellcasts and the tomes. And the item cursor is the left side where it's bigger squares and it's like for the loot or the health potion or the berries. So they're a different size of cursor as well as a number of rows and number of columns. So both of the cursors are just a blinking thing, but the key item cursor and the item cursor have different sizes, and you can swap between highlighting a key item cursor or an item cursor depending on which selection mode you're in when you pull up your inventory. So they're both kind of very similar, but they equip different things. I'm like legit getting overwhelmed by looking at this code, man. So look, I mean, we're putting a loot into the first grid of our inventory, of our item inventory, and we're putting a health potion into the second grid of the first row of our item inventory, but we're just not seeing it. We're able to equip, and the thing is, like a health potion, there isn't anything to equip in health potion. Oh, it did play the sound. And it looks like PlayState 202, we just crashed for some reason. Because I tried to use the health potion when it was equipped. It just crashed here, I don't know why. Probably didn't have a slot on the item. Didn't have a type on the item slot. Okay, I mean, I think I will not do this type of thing again, which is like break a feature and then continue on and chug along. I think the move was to unbreak the feature and recommit and then do the thing and come back to this. Or, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can find... See, and the crappy thing is, all of this stuff is like in so many different places. It's not like it's just the inventory class that this messed up, but we would have a commit where we did, and this was probably like a month ago, we did add bits or tests for item slot equipment save. Maybe there's something there with it. Our save data does kind of nullify our slot type and slot quantity. Yeah, I'm wanting to say it was something around here where we screwed this up. Bits or tests for item slot, added pit tables for stricter collision, potion to treasure chest. Yeah, okay. So it looks like it's about this May 20th commit where we screwed this up. So part of me wants to try to we'll get commit the save we have. Let's see. This is bad. Okay. Maybe we don't commit this. We are adding the health potion. We're rechanging the scene we spawn at. We are commenting out the item slots for saving and loading. And we're just playing the item equip. So I guess we can commit here. Let's just say we are just item equip sound. Okay, so let's reload our save data from over here, and we'll try to just figure out. This is a get checkout. $89527C. Okay. Let us see if our inventory system is working here. Yeah. Okay, well, we got our cursor back. So let's maybe move, you know, we can equip and unequip, or we can't unequip, but we can equip, which is good. At least we have our freaking cursor back, you know. Yo, Rough Cookie, thank you. 11 months, dude. That is epic. Thank you, man. That is wild. We also let's check one commit past that. So let's do a get checkout for one commit past that, which is over here. 2A, 5A. Yo, it's been a little rough, Cookie. I've been getting a little disheartened, like, just at how hard it is to do the saving and loading of the data with the item inventory and all the upgrades and stuff. It's just been really tough. And as I tried to save and load the inventory system, I got discouraged like halfway through, and I broke it, and then I moved on. So now I'm trying to add sound effects for the item inventory, and everything's broke still. So I'm trying to kind of track down like where I screwed up and what I screwed up, so that we can just fix it finally. In the middle. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, well, it's still working in that commit, which is good. So that means we don't have any broken logic yet to it. But then again, saving and loading for inventory system items. Unequipping item slot 1 crashes when saving with no item slot 1. Saving and loading for item slots, but still broken. So this is where it is. This is where we broke. So somewhere in these 3 commits. So let's check this first one out. This is the save player data, so I'm not too worried. We need to figure that out, but I'm not worried about it now for like the issue of actually rendering our freaking inventory system. So where is this? This one we committed with a message saying it crashes when saving no item slot 1. And that could be part of the issue, is that our save data has incorrect data, and then when we go to load it, it's just loading wrong stuff. Dude, I don't know what this is doing, man. Because like here we gave our save data 2 new keys, but then here in the pause state, when we say hit select, if we have something active in our item slot, then we're gonna check if our grid is nil, which our grid 111 is the very top left, and we say if select is pressed and there's a thing, if there is no thing in there, then we're going to insert into the grid the item that is currently equipped. And then we're going to nullify the current item that's equipped. So that is the equivalent of unequipping an item and putting it back into a default item slot. That only really works if the thing you've equipped came from the grid 1-1 slot. So that's not very good. But this something in here is causing the crash between us even rendering our item inventory. So this is still broken on inventory selection. Yeah, I know this is wrong. Let's see if we can find this in the play state. Because this looks like we turned off rendering for the item slot 1, which would maybe explain why we don't see our inventory. What am I missing, man? Okay. Yeah, let's check our play state line 500 or so. For right here, it looks like this is where we're actually rendering the item slot. So let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, there was a shortcut. God, we're still not seeing it. We can see our key items, but we can't see our normal items. There was like a... I thought switch with a little dash would take you back to main without a commit. Or like, yeah, like, I don't know. I thought I used to be able to do that. So this, I mean, this would make sense. And this is like the item slot, so that might render the loot when we equip it, but it won't render the loot in the inventory system in the pause state or so. Well, we don't even see it. We see it down there outside of the pause state, but it doesn't render here. I think there's a thing it tells you that you can do get switch with a dash or something. Let's look for any other... That wasn't it. I thought that would be it, but let's see. Yeah. I've been leaving these here's to be like, I was here and I want to jump back here to finish. But I have not ever gone back. We've only got a couple, but yeah, this is fine. This one would have been it, at least for the item slot, but we're looking for our global item inventory cursor render for the item slot. And I am not seeing where we do that. Because if we were to check out, let's try checking out this. Let's try checking out this commit. See, look, it says undo this operation with get switch dash. But that wasn't working for me for some reason. Let's try this. Okay, well, we have the inventory system. We don't have the loot equipped, but at least the stuff works. So let's see our inventory. Yeah, see, we have this health potion. What we're trying to do, get switch master. Okay. Yeah, and I think all my branches are main and not master. I don't know if that'll still do it, but let's try putting a health potion in at 1-2 here. Grid 1-2. Okay, so we can put in the potion and equip it. We can't use it. Fucking. Well, and I think that's just because we didn't give it a quantity. Okay, yeah, no, I think I get just get switch master, yeah. Okay, where is the loot equip? No? Loot obtain, that's what it is. Holy crap, that freaked me out. Yo, Professor, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Let's give us a loot at grid 1-1. We don't have our loot. Oh, if E is pressed, what the heck? Let's do a grep search for this item loot. Instantiation. Yeah, that's where we have it. Loot obtain just if we press E. Let's not do that. Let's say... When do we do the item health potion? Right here. This is in the inventory system. We're saying let's insert into grid 1-1 of our item inventory an item of loot with no quantity. We do give a quantity to the health potion. That's still busted though. Okay, so we've got our loot there. We can equip it. We can equip our potion. We don't have a quantity for it, though. We give it... Wow, we just give it an option, not a quantity. So quantity, and then we can say quantity gets nil or quantity, or we can say quantity or nil to pull it from the argument there. And we should have 10 health this point, but the thing is this, you know, we're like 20 commits behind. Okay, there we go. Now we can heal. Uh-oh, we only healed a one heart. What the okay, so I guess the move is if this was what commit was this? Saving and loading first 2 inventory items. B51, D59, let's see. Saving and loading 2 inventory items. Okay. So that was, 19 days ago that was working. So it seems like whatever we changed in these next 2 commits broke the thing. So May 31st is where we're looking. And this is in the pause state, and this is just to unequip things. We put the loot equip here. Let's check out this one and see if it still works. Because we know the other May 31st commit worked. Let's see if this one does. We're just tracking down where we screwed this up and broke it. Because I looked for... Oh god. I looked for where we broke it and I could not find it. We want to... Let's just do... a checkout. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I mean, this is still looking right. We are able to equip it. We're able to... Let's see if we can put on our health potion. Right here, we're going to insert a health potion with a quantity. Let's just make sure we have quantity in our item class. We don't. So maybe we can say... Oops. Okay. Quantity gets quantity or nil, and we just put quantity as a secondary parameter, optional. Okay. We're still not healing, right? But we're able to equip it and swap it out. Okay, so we're still good on that second May 31st commit, although we can't heal correctly, which is just weird. We'll check out this next commit and see if that's when everything breaks. I think it is. Because it says add loading and saving, but broken on inventory selection. So this has got to be where we break it. Yep, that's broken. All right, so we've got to undo whatever this is. Oh god, oh, it's a lot. Let's start at the top. Okay, we changed this where in our inventory, Lua, and we should switch back to our main branch here. And what? We've crashed. Are we back? Are we back? Okay. Sorry for the crash, y'all. I don't know what is going on. Okay, whatever. We've got to go back. Let us get switch back. Get switch. See, that time... Oh, no, it didn't. Branch is expected. Yeah, we got to do main. Okay. So, Professor, if you are still here, thank you for it looking sick. Tips for art. I say, at least for pixel art, it has been so tough to do good pixel art. But basically, my only tip is to basically try to do as minimal pixels as you need to get the idea across. Because you want it readable, but you don't want it messy. Like the more things you kind of add, the more it takes away from the idea. So it's like with Tashio's bun, it's literally just 1 pixel of bun, but the way it moves, so like makes it readable as a bun, and from the side it's readable. So my only advice is to kind of like chip away at it until you can't take anything else away from it, because at that point it'll be readable, and that's kind of my only advice on pixel art. And I'm not very good at it. I'm still learning how to do it, so it is just one of those things that is very tough. Okay, we're trying to undo stuff in our inventory at line 283 in order to hopefully fix whatever crashes we've been having. So we used to have this where we ask if this is equal to nil or not equal to nil. Then we want to render the item slot. So let's see if our loot is rendering now in our item inventory. It is not, and our cursor is not either still. So where did we break the cursor? Let's keep looking, because I am pretty sure we broke it here. Systems designer, so I don't touch the art side. Yeah, and part of my reasoning for doing a Game Boy game is because I didn't want to get bogged down in the art. The Game Boy art has been a lot harder than I assumed. But I still think it was a good choice because any Game Boy art isn't easy, but I don't think any art is easy. So I think I think we just did a good call at not making the art very complicated. I don't think anything in the save data would be breaking this because we just turned off all of the loading or any inventory system stuff. So if that is still busting it up, then I'd be surprised. So we are also... We took out the render and the pause state for the inventory type of the item inventory. Let's go to the pause state because that might be it. Looks about line 59. We're not even rendering it, dude. We're not rendering our item. There it is. Oh my god, really? Okay, well, that's it. Was it really that simple, dude? Just one line in our pause state. Okay, so the next step is, saving and loading is still busted. I know that much. And we took off the unequip because I think the unequip was only working on a grid 1-1. So do we have a thing where it is when we hit select, we're saying if there is an item in our item slot, that is what is equipped in our bottom HUD for our item, not our spellcast item, right? Because spellcasts, the only thing that can be equipped in your B button is your spellcast. Actually, it's your A button on the right side. So A does your spellcast. B button is your item slot. So I know, dude. It really always comes down to that where, like, I think yesterday it was a 50-minute episode, just like today. Today we're at 55 minutes and we found the one line. It took us 50 minutes yesterday to find the one line that fixed our bug for when we died. So that's about 100 minutes for a 2-line code change. But we're 2 steps closer to finishing the demo, so let's go. Yeah, we're basically saying if there is an item equipped, then we're saying, well, if there is nothing in our first item slot, then we're going to insert the item that is equipped into the grid 1-1. Otherwise, if the next grid is empty, this is horrible, dude. This is horrible. And then we're going to nullify the item slot. So we take it out of the active spot and we copy it into either whatever empty spot there is in our item inventory, whether it be item grid 1-1 or grid 1-2. We're going to copy it over into there and then we nullify it from our item slot. And that's if select is pressed, which... What button is select? Holy crap, dude. Here we go. And our baton input select is left control H. Fucking H? H, dude? Or control. Left control. Okay. So what? Tab is start, control is select? What the hell's wrong with me, dude? Tab is start, H is select. You know, like a sane person. Alright, we'll see if we can unequip an equipped item slot here. So we have it equipped, and then we're going to say control. It does unequip it. What the fuck, dude? It does. Okay, so we need to add a sound to this unequip, and we'll call this unequip item. And we're just going to say, well, if we have an item and we go to unequip it, we know we're going to unequip it. So let's go play our sound effects for our item equip 2 or 3, actually, because it sounds like item. It's a string item equip 3. So we want to just say play that sound. Okay, so let's try unequipping items here. Did we really crash for like the 5th time, dude? It's just too loud, right? It's too loud. I don't know. I feel like 3 is actually the one we want for equipping, and 1 is the one we want for unequipping. So let's try that. We just want a same perceived loudness. I know we freaking crashed, man. Okay, yeah, I think we want to just... I think we just want to normalize these a bit. So let's go into our item equip, and we're just gonna analyze how loud it is and just make sure they're about the same 1v3. See, that is so quiet for 1. Negative 33 LUFS for equip item v1. So let's just boost that up a bit. Okay, we're about negative 20 left, so let's save this. And then let's open up the other V3 and just make sure that's about 20 lefts as well. This is not the right repo. We want to go here to item equip 3 and see. Was that 3? That looks 21 lufts. Okay. Okay. So we did boost it up. You know what? I need to update stream times. I want to get back. I used to be really good at doing 7 p.m. Mountain, and then I just fell off that horse. But it's normally about, yeah, from 7 p.m. Mountain to about 10 p.m. Mountain, I kind of start stream. So I want to try to get more consistent at it. But I should update that stream schedule because it's not very consistent. But thanks for hanging, Professor. I appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. Okay, I think one should be turned down a bit, and I guess what we can do, instead of like turning it down in the actual file, we can set a volume for it after we create it. So in our sound effects table, we can just say, you know what, the sound effects for item equip 1 is just going to be set to be a little quieter. So item equip 1, we're going to just set the volume to maybe 0.8. Okay, one last thing we do need to do is give us a health potion quantity so we can actually use the thing. Sorry for the ads, man. Every time it crashes, it wants to run ads no matter what. So I just don't know what to do with that. We just need to give a quantity here. So let's just say there's 10. And then we'll call it, let's see. No. Let's see. Item. We just need to add quantity as a parameter here. There was a reason we took out quantity from the parameters, but I don't know why. And our what the we're not even rendering it in our item slot. What the and we're using it. We used it. Okay, well we got, what the heck, dude? Okay, so we aren't actually healing, which is bad. But we also aren't even rendering it in the HUD. So I believe it's in our play state. We are rendering our item slot. We are. Oh. Did we? Oh, god damn it, dude. We left a fucking here, right here. We're saying if there is an item in our item slot, we render it. Let's see. Okay, there we go. But we aren't healing when we use it. So what the hell's going on with that? Health potion, right? If the action button is pressed and health potion is the object. What do we have here? Oh, we had it here. Yo, thanks, Squinch. Thanks for hanging, dude. Have a good day, night. Thanks for hanging, dude. Yeah, we're... I have no idea when the demo's going to be done, but once we finish the sound effects, we have to make 2 NPCs, a fishing boat, a couple new sprites, and 1 new song for the refinery. But other than that, and the saving and loading, but other than that, the demo's done after that. So it's not too many things. It just, you know, comes down to how many hour-long streams do we fix a one-line bug, you know. So we'll have to see. I don't see where we're freaking healing, dude. It really is close, I'm pretty sure. So play your health, dude. What the thanks, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun when the demo's finally on Steam. And hopefully, the big thing is I'm gonna need Discord's help to do some playtesting so we don't crash, because that's the bad thing about Lua is, like, if anything ever goes wrong, it just completely crashes. You know, if you try to index a nil value at any point in time, it just completely crashes, which is just not great. So I just want to make sure people don't get the blue screen of Lua death, you know? So I want to make sure that we can kind of avoid that. So right here, if action is pressed and there's an item equipped, and the item equipped is a type of health potion, and we have less than full health, and we actually have a quantity of that health potion, then we're going to deduct our quantity and set our health to 2. We're actually going to set it to full health. So that should fix it. And we'll leave a little heal right there. So if we equip this, use it, we healed up. Now we do have a heal. You know what? We have a heal sound from Kane. We should health potion, heal. Let's see if we've got the heal sound. That would be, yeah, that would be ideal. I mean, I just don't want, you know, I just don't. And what sucks is, like, when it does crash, it's not very useful. Like it always just says, hey, we just indexed a nil value, and it's like, well, what state were you in when you did that? It doesn't even, like, say that half the time, so it's like sucky. We have a use potion sound effect. Nice. Nice. Use potion VO3, so we'll have to see what sound effects table this is actually saved as. Use potion. Use potion. Use potion. Just use potion. Okay. So we'll just do in our health. Dude, what the where are we? Yep, we'll just use potion here. So sound effects. Yo, catch you later, Squinch. Thanks for hanging. Use potion. And we will play that sound. Alright, let's use some potion and hear what it sounds like. Oh, sweet, man. Sweet. It won't come out if we have full health, but if we use it... Nice, dude. We should probably also do that after we meditate. But I do want... one sound I'm getting from Kane still is the meditation gong sound. So, what the... I do love the bat sound. Sounds really cool. Cool. We still need the ruby socket and collection. And then we did add the new coin sound effect. Oh my... Okay. I do think we maybe want to turn down the item selection. Yeah, I think we want to turn them both down just a tiny bit. So let's just turn the item equip 1 and 3 over to a 0.6. Okay. Well, this is good. At least we can freaking see our equipped items. And we've got the... Yeah, we don't have the saving and loading working for it still, but we at least can see it, so now we can troubleshoot it better. Sweet. Okay. I think this is good enough for a commit. So we will look at this, look at this. Okay, we just set our volume. We just actually heal. We play the volume. We render our item inventory. So let's just say add health potion sound effect and render item slots, render items in pause state. I do want to rename pause state to inventory state, but that's a whole nother issue. Okay, well, thanks for watching, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow and we will get some more programming done. We hit our quota for the day, which is nice. We hit an hour and 11, which is pretty awesome. We will run credits and we will raid out here. So let's run credits and find someone to raid. Yo, Jed. Jed's on. We just got a gifted sub to Jed, so he's a cool dude making a cool game. Give him a follow, give him a watch. Jed MNZ. So yeah, we'll be out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hope you all have a great night.